I just like I added this mostly because I like the episode, but also because the preview image was Grimlock wearing a helmet.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay. Oh wow, Mangover.
So, are you at all familiar with the Getter Robo?
No, I do not get a Robo.
So there have been many adaptations of Getter Robo. They all have really different plots. So I was going to go kind of the general gist of Getter Robo than rather than trying to go too deep. Fortunately, that's going to be very difficult. So Getter Robo is the first combining robot ever made.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's the one where a bunch of jets combine, and depending on what order they combine them, they make 3 different robots.
Yes, I remember that. You can even roll them up in Beautiful Katamari.
Yes, exactly. So the whole thing with the plot of Getter Robo is basically, there used to be dinosaurs, as you are well aware.
Yes, Grimlock, yeah.
We used to have dinosaurs. They used to exist. And in fact, they used to be sentient, and they used to have a mighty dinosaur empire.
Okay.
But from the depths of space came a mysterious energy known as the Getter Rays. So, Getter Rays are basically... Are you familiar with the Lovecraft story, The Color Out of Space?
I think I am, but you might want to summarize it anyway.
Strange color comes out of space. It alters things around it. It's strange. Oh, it turns out the color itself is sentient.
Right, okay, yeah.
It's basically an energy that comes out of space, kind of like a radiation, but it's in some way is like an intelligent force. And it's basically driving human evolution towards some end or another.
Okay.
You could argue it's a very bad end, possibly.
Okay.
So the whole thing is that basically they drove dinosaurs underground with the Getter Rays because the dinosaurs were not chosen by the Getter Rays or whatever. And basically humanity became the dominant force on the Earth. But then the dinosaur empire has been living underground all the time. And they come out from the ground and they made like robot dinosaurs and they fucking want us.
Okay, like Grimlock, got it.
And basically, they make the Getter Robo, which is robots powered by Getter energy, to fight the dinosaur empire. And basically, shit goes really bad because even with the Getter Robo, like Getter energy, it's basically a sentient energy that's that we can't comprehend because it's like a Lovecraftian like force.
Right.
And basically, they try doing shit with it, and basically they manage to only beat the dinosaur empire at the end of it, like via one of the characters committing suicide in order to kill it.
Okay, yes, I think I'm knowing this.
And basically, they basically, in order to actually get people to pilot it, they basically had to hire like lunatics, essentially.
Okay.
Because the only people who actually with enough force will to actually handle it are basically a martial artist who's basically a fucking asshole, a literal homicidal psychopath, and the nice guy who ends up actually killing himself in the end in order to do shit. The fat one. The fat one.
Right, of course, the fat one.
As you do.
His merchandise wasn't selling, so...
Well, I mean, in the sequel, they bring another fat guy to take his role. There's always a fat one.
Of course they do.
There's always a fat one in Getter Robo. Sometimes he's the old one, but most of the time he's the fat one. So it's basically his robots powered by, you know, the sentient horror energy from space. They don't realize that at first, really, but basically shit goes fucking down in the manga.
Okay, yeah, I was wondering, this says manga version.
So basically, the whole thing is that this robot in particular is basically the avatar of the Getter.
Okay, that makes sense.
And shit goes very... I want to put up this move, it's called Stoner Sunshine.
Okay.
They're bad at naming attacks.
I don't know, Stoner Sunshine's pretty good.
But basically, shit goes really bad because the Getters are basically... There's a lot of scenes of having premonitions of the future where basically the protagonists of Getter Robo are piloting a giant fucking version of the Getter Robo through the sentient race's planets, consuming them. Oh. They've just become horror entities.
Alright.
Basically, the whole thing is like, oh, it's guiding human evolution, but we don't know. Like, things seem to be going out of control, essentially. Like, the Getter, you can't necessarily trust the Getter energies. That's why they basically in the second series they stopped using Getter energy. They tried going to other energies entirely. Because it's like, oh, what's using photon energies or whatever, or, you know, electric energy.
Well,
you know, it's like, no, that shit sucks. No, that shit sucks. You know, they make a new Getter Robo and shit goes
That's
bad.
neat looking. It's all manga-y.
Yeah.
I like that. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, the Shine Spark is cool.
No, like Samus's. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. That's where Samus's thing got its name from. Because it is literally that. And as people point out, it's basically also Phazon and Lavos at the same time got their idea from Getter Robo. Getter Robo was pretty inspirational in that sense.
No, yeah. Okay, the Hell Chicken. Got it.
Okay, this is not a super robot. I just put it in here because I want to talk about it. So this whole guy, let's see if I can talk about this in 1 minute 30 seconds. So the whole thing basically about Chorocojo here, he pilots the Scope Dog, is that he was part of a space war between two space empires. He was on one side, and he ended up being in a space operation to help on the side that was at the end of the war. And then he saw like an artificial human that was created to do super computational stuff, piloting stuff super well as an artificial human. And he gets set up to be the fall man for this operation because it turns out his side was actually attacking its own side to get this super spaceman.
Oh.
It was actually a naked space lady powered by space computer gold. He gets set up.
Okay, go.
Basically, gets set up by this secret organization, and then he makes the fall, but he escapes and gets some gunfire. Basically, everybody's trying to kill him to figure out what he knows. And basically goes to space Vietnam and ends up finding Space Lady, who now basically imprinted on him. She's kind of got the hots for him now because he was the first thing that she saw because she was an artificial entity. And basically this whole thing is that he's actually he's like a good pilot, but all these super space pilots are so much better than him. And he ends up teaming up with him. He ends up being super well and good using computer stuff and using his gut sense as a vet. Because he basically was part of the elite grunt unit of the war. And he's got horrible PTSD, but he lives with it. And he basically turns out he is actually a natural version of these artificial super beings. And then a space god that lives in a planet is manipulating these wars to his own ends. It turns out to be just a guy whose brain was from a previous version of these natural geniuses at war. He put himself into a giant Dune-like space robot thing. Basically said, I want you to become the new me. Get in up in here. And he pretends to go along with it, but then he tricks him.
Got it.
Turns out, oh, it's a ruse. It's all a ruse.
Well done.
Okay, so Super Robot Wars Alpha.
Okay.
Basically starts off with
Street Fighter 2. Got it.
Basically starts with them making the whole game is basically, hey, we're assembling a team to pilot this robot called.
Oh, it's their logo.
To get all these robots, and they form this giant robot called Super SRX. And yes, its head is literally the Van Presto logo.
It's the Van Presto logo, yeah.
And it's the first combining robot I'm pretty sure that they actually made for Super Robot Wars. So their first combining robot, and they don't even reveal that's a combining robot throughout the games. It's like, oh, we're assembling a team of robots, this robot team. We're gonna robot team these guys. Oh shit, it's a combining robot. Oh shit, it's a fucking, got our fucking head logo as a head. And it fights like the progenitor aliens and shit. And basically the guy whose soul ended up being incarnated into the time cop, the guy who was himself a clone of the evil guy, the evil multi-dimensional Starscream. The guy who was originally that guy basically helped create this to ultimately beat himself up and kill him to stop him because he didn't want to be a bad guy, he wanted to be a dancer. And basically set up this whole thing. And also, this thing's got a gun. The gun is piloted by one of the character's sisters, but that sister was at one point brainwashed into being an evil bad guy.
You pilot the gun?
She pilots the gun.
Okay, alright.
I don't know if she actually pilots the gun in this one or not. I don't know. It depends on the timeline. I don't know. In one timeline she pilots the gun. She's piloting it here, but I don't know if she pilots the gun. But the whole thing is basically just a massive fucking super robot that does crazy ass shit. And it's got their logo as a head. Yeah,
I caught that.
It's basically the robots so the progenitor aliens gave us all this space tech, right? And basically we did all these like ruses to hide shit about how we were using it.
Right.
And this is basically the end game of that. It's kind of like, oh, we were planning this all the fucking long, and this shit's fucking nuts. It's basically, yeah, we made this thing, and it's piloted by like a bunch of psychics, and it has like a tronium reactor, and it just fucking just like uses a fucking crazy ass gun, and it's piloted by massive psychics, multiple
Tronium
psychics
reactor?
at once. And it's great. Oh, by the way, psychics in Super Robot Wars are called psycho divers or psycho drivers.
Either or.
I think they're called psycho. I think they're called psycho divers. I'm not 100% on that.
All right. For it.
Could be either or. See, just
Oh,
made the
logo.
logo. Just made the Bad Presto logo.
That's so fucking dumb.
It's so fucking good, and also so fucking dumb.
Both.
But yeah, it's just like basically the turnaround at the end of that game was like, we made a giant combining robot. You didn't see it coming, but we did it. And it's our logo. And basically, the different pilots of this robot are the cool-headed, blonde-haired guy who's super cool and quiet. He does like all the energy and gun shit. You have like a couple psychic girls that are sisters, one of which pilots the gun.
Okay.
Who was previously, as I said, was brainwashed and being an evil alien lady.
They made a double sword.
Yeah, that made out their feet. And basically, the pilot of this is the guy actually piloting it, the guy who formed the head. This guy.
Right.
His whole thing is that he's a super robot nerd. He just fucking loves super robots.
Okay.
So it's basically this whole thing, like in the first game, it's like he's got this robot, like this tiny little robot. It's like,
Oh God!
I wish I had a super robot, man. That'd be so cool. And then he fucking forms combining a robot. And he's like, yeah. And this is basically just generic ass super robot shit. And he's like, yeah.
I like the sword scissored out like it did.
Yeah.
It's just so over the top and
That
dumb.
sword was made out of psychic energy, by the way.
Yeah, I got that. Yeah, that's why it was green and glowing.
There's with the gun robot. I think someone may also be... Okay, someone else pilots the gun robot in this one. The gun robot, other person is actually in the robot itself now. And this person piloting the gun robot, you know that guy who keeps getting cloned?
Yes.
She's a lady clone of that guy.
Okay.
But she's on the good guy side. Because
Right.
basically the guy who who incarnated into Space-Time Cop, the good clone, basically, he made another clone of himself that's a lady. It's like, yo, when I go evil, you gotta continue helping out this super robot team. Go do that shit. And she's like,
Oh, the logo again.
of course.
It's in the reticule. That's good.
The robot, for those at home who may not have seen, is also called Van Prios. So, the Van Prestos, basically. I think this gun is actually called a metal genocider. One of the beam shooter is called that.
Aha.
The gun itself is called the R gun, but I think the attack is called... I might be misremembering that. I might be confusing it with another robot gun.
Okay.
But it could be. That's its ultimate move. It shoots a laser. Okay, you know I talked about all the space alien shit, like kind of like being behind like weird like interdimensional whatevers. They're called the Aints. They're basically this weird like proto-human shit. I don't know. They're weird. I don't.
Yeah, right.
They're an alien force that exists on Earth that does shit. Basically, the whole thing is basically like we're ancient extraterrestrials that hang out on Earth. They're the original Watchers of Earth, is kind of their thing, right? And they're basically like, humanity came to Earth and we were kind of okay with it, but not really.
That robot has bat wings.
Yes, so the whole thing is that this lady, when she was a kid, was on a space shuttle that was basically, had a horrible space shuttle crash.
Okay.
Which, as you would expect, would have probably killed her. So basically, her and her future boyfriend, who happened to be on the space shuttle, somehow survived. She survives because the Aints basically save her and use her as a template to try to do like we're gonna make a new Adam and Eve kind of situation.
Oh.
And they use her as their template for like making their own parallel clone of her that's made out of like alien Aints stuff. Aints being the German for past, so you can see what they're kind of going with there. They're kind of like a Borg kind of collective type thing. So she survives because of the Aints basically saving her so they can observe her and use her as a template. But her boyfriend basically survives because he's lucky as fuck.
Okay.
That's kind of his gimmick. He's kind of the protagonist of all the Super Robot Wars games now because everybody likes him. And also, she just does lots of quoting
like that.
So basically, at one point, the Aints show up like, "Yo, we're psychically taking over your lady girlfriend, girl. Because fuck that, we're gonna use her, but we want you to become the Adam to our Adam and Eve scheme with the clone of her." And he's like, "Nah." And basically, she got a robot that's full of Aints shit. That's why it's got bat wings. It's kind of like proto-alien sentient, robot sentient, basically. But
okay. Oh my god, she just shot that guy.
it happens. So can do crazy shit. Because her gun's basically biological now. And her whole thing is that she also does kind of quote super robot shit. She's the nerd quote lady.
Ah.
That's kind of what she does.
Does that robot have arms crossed in front of its chest as like its armor? The little thing she keeps blowing up.
I think it has a pair of arms.
Okay.
This is her and her boyfriend doing a combination attack. We haven't shown off any combination. Well, we showed off one combination attack.
Next.
This is a combination attack. This is with the guy. He does lots of gambling themed attacks.
Oh, it's that thing.
They got a combination attack. Yeah, he's basically the protagonist of all of these games now.
Okay, okay.
Just because people like him enough. Basically, his robot appears on everything.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
His robot's gimmick basically is just, it's fucking unwieldy as shit. It's covered in guns and like explosives. It's just top heavy. He basically just like I don't give a shit. Whatever. It's got a giant spike on it that uses revolver bullets to fire the spike.
Well, why the fuck not? You know?
It doesn't actually shoot out the spike. It just does it for as like a physical attack.
Yeah, it's like a gunblade.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, okay, yeah, the shells, got it.
Yeah.
Cartridges.
It's got claymores, not shoulders and shit.
Alright, alright, alright.
So this is not original.
Okay, what is this from?
Okay, this is going to take a bit. I'm going to completely disregard everything going on in the scene for a moment. Okay, so in the 1970s, there's a series called Kotetsu G.
Okay, I've never heard of it, but go on.
It's basically where they have a guy who basically... Okay, so the whole plot of Kotetsu G is that there used to be... How does this work? I'm thinking for a sec, hold on. I've never actually seen much of Kotetsu G stuff. Okay, so there's the ancient Jamatai Kingdom of Japan.
Okay.
But say the relics they have like all like the rope, like the weird like ancient like looking pottery stuff in there. So it's basically like, okay, what if the ancient Jamatai Kingdom ruled by Queen Himika was anciently basically an alien space empire that use like magical, they want to seize these magical bells. So basically this guy's dad, basically not this guy, some other guy's dad,
right,
uses
right,
it, basically gets killed after finding these bells.
Oh, that looks like bad time.
Okay, he gets in like a thing where he gets in like a bike wreck, and the bike wreck, he gets fucking wrecks his body. He gets turned into a cyborg with a metal bell in him. He does this so he can turn into a robot's head, and that robot's head then becomes the head of a robot that they use to fight these ancient Jamatai Kingdom, protect Japan from like these Haniwa ghost robots.
Okay.
So that was the original series. They made
the Nazi bell did no wrong.
They made a sequel series where basically saying, okay, what if he didn't succeed in the previous one, but fell into a parallel time thing and didn't show up, or where he disappeared essentially, and like basically the war got deferred for a couple generations, and then eventually we made a new Kotetsu Jig where he pilots a motorcycle that becomes the robot's head, and then eventually they team up to do it with two bells. They find another bell. They find another bell to power their robot. The whole thing about Kotetsu Jig is that basically parts switch out and form like shit, as seen here.
What system is this from?
This is
GBA
actually
game?
a DS game.
Okay.
The previous ones I've been seeing have mostly been PS2.
Yeah, I knew that. I was like, oh, it looks different. Got it.
This
okay.
is DS. This was mid to late DS.
Okay.
I have actually played this entire game in Japanese.
Okay. Good to know.
Throwing that out there. Okay. So I
Sorry to
believe...
interrupt.
What was he about to do here?
Oh
okay.
God, his legs!
Okay, so at one point he has like a friend that he works with. That friend ends up becoming a space lion
Okay.
that he can combine with.
I will accept this. Go on.
Basically, his friend turns out like an incarnation of the space lion that teamed up with him to help out.
All right.
The bell shit. The bells are also from like a... Basically, the bells are space technology that they like... Queen Himika was like... And the Hanua Genjin are like artificial beings created as servants of them, and then they seize control. And like... The sequel thing, the sequel one that they made here does a lot of weird like shit like... Okay, here's where shit gets cool. Because here's the old Jeek and the new Jeek just teaming up.
Are they rollerblading?
Nah, they're just turning. And
Okay.
they combine their moves into a double move.
Oh God.
And then they pose.
Well, of course you pose.
I just find it interesting showing this shit just because the original one is so much better, design-wise.
Okay.
Here's him taking his bell out to give to the other guy. Because he's a robot, you see.
Oh.
Yeah, I have my bell. Yeah, double bell it. And then the Space Tiger shows up, like, I'm gonna combine with you too. Because you see, the sequel series was called Kotetsu Shinji. And it seemed to be implied that it's new Jeek, but it's actually God, because Shin can be new and God. It's Kotetsu Shinji because it's Seal God Jeek.
Oh my God.
You get new Tiger in this thing. He does this once. That's how they end the series. He does this thing.
No, Nova Skeleton.
I want to point out that the thing that he was actually attacking there are the virtual on robots.
Okay.
Just because, you know, there are other robots in that game. Okay, fucking Dan Cougar. Okay. Or Dan Cougar.
No, you got him, Dan Cougar.
Okay. I watched this entire series, by the way.
Okay.
This series fucking sucks. It fucking
Alright.
blows chunks.
Alright.
It is the fucking... I fucking hate this series. Because it looks cool. Because it's got this 80s aesthetic about it. Like, it's like, oh, look at all these dark inks and shit everywhere. And, like, Norio Wakamoto voices one of the pilots.
Oh, well, fucking hey, alright.
It's just like, fuck yeah! Yeah, let's get... No, wait, no, sorry. Sorry. Norio Wakamoto doesn't voice one of the pilots. I'm sorry. I fucked up there. I fucked up.
Whatever.
One of my other favorite guys from the 80s whose name is eluding me and that makes me feel like a dick.
Yeah,
Voices one of the pilots. Shit, what is his name?
got a
Kinito
falcon.
Chiozawa. Yes, Kinito Chiozawa voices shit. He's one of my favorite guys. He died after he fell off like the stairs. He's great.
Okay. Continue.
But anyways, the Cougar is a fucking shitty-ass series. They have this whole thing where they're basically kind of like a Go Lion or Voltron type deal.
Right.
Where it's like, oh, we made a bunch of robots to save us from a bunch of alien invading empire. And they draw it out over the fucking longest fucking shit. It doesn't combine until fucking halfway through. You see all these moves that it's doing here? It does none of this shit in the original series.
Oh.
So you see this shit in the Super Robot Wars, and it never even fucking does any of this shit in the series. When it actually combines, all it does is like kind of punch shit, and it sucks.
I like that it just has a falcon on the back.
Yeah, that doesn't show up in the original series, I'm pretty sure either. It fucking sucks. None of this shit happens. None of this happens. None of this happens.
None of it?
None of this happens. Oh yeah, Wakamoto voices like a bad guy that defects. That's right. He defects to the alien forces. That's right.
That did look very 80s though. When did this come out?
80s.
Okay.
The game came out in like the 2000s. PS2.
Yeah, you just said it had a very 80s aesthetic. I was wondering, was that like a retro thing or did it actually come out in the 80s?
No, like 85.
Okay,
I watched
gotcha.
38 episodes of this shit.
Oh my god.
It fucking... I kept watching because like, oh man, all this shit in the game looks fucking cool. Like its theme looks cool. It looks fucking neat. None of this fucking shit happens. It fucking...
You wasted almost a whole day.
Yes. Yes. No, more than a full day.
Wait, how long was each episode?
Fucking like 22 minutes.
Yeah, so it's like 19 hours.
Yeah, a whole actual day, yes. But it took way longer than the fucking day to watch it. I think I did over like a weekend because that's what I do sometimes. Like, that's my preferred method for consuming anime is watch it all at once.
My preferred method is intravenously.
But none of this fucking happens. None of it. Like, this is all like in like one of like the OVAs or something. I didn't watch that OVA. And like...
Very angry about
it.
this.
Really... Like, listen to this cool-ass theme song. This is the theme song they play when it combines, and that's dope. But then nothing fucking happens.
This is essentially how I feel about Onslaught.
It did not pay off anything that the robot shit showed. Like, it never does this. It never does this, as far as I recall.
Oh god, it's shooting a laser cougar!
I don't even want to talk about the actual plot of it because it's like aliens are invading. One of the humanities like ends up teaming up with them. That's it. We make this giant
robot, got it.
We make this giant robot called Dan Cougar to fight it. It's pretty good. Okay, so you know that Side Buster robot we talked about way back, the one powered by the wind?
Yeah.
So when that one and the Grandzon, his rival one, the one with the black holes, incepted, they also designed this robot back in the, like, the early 90s, but they never actually used this at all. But then they basically, like a few years ago, like, actually, we're going to use this design again. And the guy who pilots its name is basically a reverse version of that guy's name.
Okay.
So they basically say, oh, there's something mysterious going on. He looks like an evil version of him, and his robot looks like an evil version of that robot. And all of the stuff it has are, like, named after that robot's moves. It's like, is there a connection? Turns out, no. Like, even his final move, if you look at it, you can see the other robots in the background during it.
Alright.
Like, in, like, the thing. It turns out, no, there is no connection. The whole shtick of him is that this robot and or him committed some horrible sin that's basically cursed him to an eternal life tied to the Akashic Records once again.
Well, yes.
Where basically he cannot die, and he really wants to die. It's this whole shtick in this series of games that it's basically trying to make the means to which he can finally die, because his life is a horrible living hell. And he does a lot of horrible shit, but then sometimes he helps dudes out, and this robot looks cool. And I think, if I remember correctly, his ultimate move, which he should be doing pretty soon here, is basically erasing people from the Akashic Records. It's a shtick.
Okay, so again, got it.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on here. Obviously, I've never played these games because they're all in Japanese.
Did he just cut his robot's hand and blood came out?
Yes, because it's basically blood powered, you know, because...
Yeah, it's blood magic, got it.
It's demonic, yeah. It's him basically just... Well, for some reason, it's his robot he's attacking here, but, you know...
Oh no, we're going into space!
Yeah, here's the cutting guy, and then, oh look, all the After Effects made a giant fucking seal.
Alright.
And that seal explodes. You know, robot magic. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright.
Alright, and here's the big one where he basically makes a giant fucking, like, crazy-ass magic egg. That I think, if I remember this correctly, is in fact supposed to be, like, magic erasing you, like, killing you off, erasing you from Akashic Records or something.
Okay.
And also, the move is named after, like, the other character who I said that he's, like, kind of looks like a reference to. like secretly these are just a reference. It's not actually related.
Right.
We'll see how this happens when this ends up in like the only original series. Like maybe they'll actually make him an evil clone or something, like all the other ones.
Okay.
Who knows? You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like this footage right here, you can see that robot. Like you can see shit in here. It's like, oh, that was Psybuster in there.
Yup.
He's like, oh, no, unrelated. Maybe he was related in the previous dimension. I don't know. Who the fuck knows? There's some shit like that. There's a lot of weird shit of them invoking previous game timelines when shit from them doesn't actually happen in this timeline. It's kind of funny. Okay. This is that robot Satan from the Under-Earth.
Okay, this is Robot Satan.
You know, the one where basically who's formed by ancient souls.
Oh, it's
like
got an elf
frost
lady.
giants.
That's kind of creepy looking. All right.
The one formed by like frost giant souls made it. It's the guy who's controlling the black hole guy.
Flat out, I like how that thing moved. It was really creepy.
Yeah, there's
Okay,
a lot of.
continue.
They do a lot of interesting shit with that. With some of these. Yeah, as I said, basically robotic, alternate dimension, like the same.
Oh, yeah.
Is him manifesting some of the servant dudes that are, as you say, pretty death-like.
You wouldn't have to walk like that if you didn't have the giant tail.
Look, man, he only manifests. Like the whole thing's basically to manifest him.
Oh no, there's zombies!
And they finally manifested him, and then he gets like killed with like black hole. Man, this thing's fucking wise. I mean, if you're gonna use magic, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
Shit doesn't have to make sense. I got nothing else to really say about this guy other than, hey, robot safety.
Yeah. Yes!
Nice.
His voice.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good voice.
I mean, it's. I expected him to be honest.
Telling everybody to die.
Ah, I'm on fire! The robot's on fire! Alright, that thing needs to stop talking.
Oh yeah, it is. She's a middle school girl, also from Earth, that ends up having an elemental robot.
Sure.
There's a couple of those.
Great.
There's one of those that pilots a robot, but she does it like Fist of the North Star like.
Okay.
I have to fucking remember what that robot's called now, so I have to put that up there. That robot's pretty fucking cool. There's actually a few of those.
I see. Well then.
Okay, we'll talk about this guy. So,
Okay.
the one thing with all the progenitor aliens or whatever, so this is one of the core progenitors for, like, humanity. One progenitor went and formed the human race, this guy formed the alien race, and basically made himself into a god, because he basically convinced them to worship him, and he started eating all their dead souls.
I see.
So he started up as, like, a normal, like, kind of, like, high-level, like, mega psychic, and became a fucking horror demon entity.
This the deal.
And this is him manifesting himself, because it basically they're like, oh, they basically the whole thing like, oh, the emperor of this empire worships, you know, he's the priest of something, whatever. And it turns out that guy's a puppet for like psychic Ultraman. Like, you see him basically opening the gates of hell and shit.
Yeah.
So you see all the souls in there.
Yep, those are souls of the damned.
Basically, you know, oh, you got revelations of Earth being destroyed. That would suck, wouldn't it? Ah.
Yeah, it would.
That would awfully suck.
Yeah, that sucked pretty bad. Kaboom! He's taking it pretty well.
I mean, let's see. Oh, this is unrelated entirely.
Oh, how so? So this is Ark. He is a robot designed in Terra that you fight in Oelivert. He's defending a magic mirror or some bullshit that you need to get at some point. You can later summon him and he just does this.
I don't know.
It's pretty robot-y. Wouldn't it be cool if Final Fantasy airships just turned into giant robots?
Yeah.
Now you look at that, he's posing and everything. He's gonna do his magic robot circle.
Okay, I just remember what I have to put on here. I like how this is long, but it's also not as long as some of those Super Robot Wars attacks.
No, yeah, it's complete homage to that bullshit. My favorite thing is there's no way to break damage limit Final Fantasy IX. So it just does that. Yay!
Okay, so this is another one of those elemental robots from like under the earth. Can you guess what the element of this one is?
Oh, I have an idea.
So the whole thing is that basically she's just a schoolgirl from Japan who finds herself piloting this thing.
As it do.
And she's a huge fucking nerd. She does a
As
lot of
they do.
dumb shit. Also, I hope we get to see what her familiars are. It's really indicative of the time her character was kind of It's so fucking anime. Yes, her familiars are three duck-billed platypuses that are like a comedy trope.
Yeah, the one with Sun Wukong, and then that was
They make jokes.
Yeah. Alright.
In different games, they have different outfits.
Aha.
Because, you know, they're basically a slapstick comedian group.
Got it. Good to know.
Yeah, basically Zamzi. It's just, you know, it's an Earth robot. She does a lot of, like, Fist of the North Star type shit. Occasionally. Maybe we'll see that. Hopefully we'll see that.
I like the music.
Yeah, her music's pretty good. Super Robot War games actually have pretty good music in general.
Yeah, I've always heard that. It's definitely the kind of music I enjoy.
Yeah, there we go.
Got it.
I think in some games she actually basically says, like, you know, like, Hakuto Shinken. Just kidding.
Oh. Alright. Pretty good.
One shtick in the series, basically, is that a bunch of characters end up basically piloting robots very well for the first time. Because it turns out they played a video game that was basically... You know the last Starfighter?
Yeah, I was about to say.
That situation basically happened.
I like that attack, by the way.
Yeah. It's sort of random now.
It went through a big ordeal to get that sword.
His attack was really fucking long.
Good, yes. Thank you, Zorak, for teaching me about giant robots.
Perhaps we should do this again when I can think of other giant robots.
Yes, I would be fine with that.